Hi, my name is John Lewis with the Brighton Wood Shop. I had another video I wanted to share with you today. Our last video we talked about steam bending, and I think one of the things I didn't mention was what type of wood we were using. I'm using white oak from my wood provider Ron Riley up the road. He keeps me in nice storage of everything I need. White oak has a history of being one of the best woods to bend outside of red oak and ash, and actually you can bend many types of wood. You can bend maple, a variety of woods. And I've talked previously on my webpage about the differences between bending green wood per se to dry wood. And when I say green wood, I mean wood that's wet, that has its real moisture content, that was cut green, and that hasn't dried either naturally or put in a kiln. And I've actually steam bent dry and green wood, and I've had success with both. But I've also not had success with both. What I wanted to share with you today was a picture of what a tear looks like when a bend doesn't work out the way that you want. Very frustrating, and this could be a result of many things. More than often, it's a result of leaving the wood in the steamer too long or not long enough. And several other things come into play with that being said. Higher low pressure, room temperature, whether you're steaming outside or inside, and there's really not any type of algorithm or mathematical equation that tells you what the temperature needs to be based on the size of the wood or the thickness. It's a lot of trial and error, and it can become very costly if you don't have some clue what you're trying to do. Now, as you can see, if you want to follow along with me here, I'm surrounded today with many toboggan sled runners. I've got them over here, I've got them stacked up above me, and I've also got a whole bunch over here. Now, these toboggan sleds are all going to be different lengths, and these are actually going to be used for tables for a client contractor out in Spokane, Washington. I wanted to also show you another sample of a tear, and I'll get a little bit closer. Here's what another tear looks like. You could call that a tear or a break. And some of these breaks or tears you really don't even recognize until you take it off the jig. And sometimes it might start out little and then it'll take off on you. Some can be repaired with glue and clamps, some can't. It all depends on the quality that you're trying to achieve. You know, if I was making this sled for myself, I'd probably repair this and I could live with it. Now, obviously, I don't want to try to do anything like that for a client that's paying for a quality finished product. I think that's all I wanted to talk about today. I had one more thing I wanted to show you quickly. I made a jig, and I was up half the night thinking about this. This is a handmade press. Let's call it a press. It's not really a jig. This is a press that I use, that I'm going to use to help maintain the curve on multiple slats as I put these sleds together. And what will happen is I'll put multiple slats in here. Let me go ahead and take this off. I'll put multiple slats in this jig like so, and I'll clamp these legs. This will be clamped down, and then I'll use this piece here that actually has a tenon, a mortise and a tenon, and this slides up and down, as you can see. And then I threaded some 3/4 inch wood manually So I can crank down on these, and I can slide this brace up and down. And what that'll do is that'll push down on these runners equally. So I'll have this depending on the width of the sled, and these are all different widths. I think one's 24, one's 18, and one's actually 34 inches wide. But it's important once you put all these runners together that you get equal pressure on the bow simultaneously. And this was the only way I could figure in order to do that. I had an older jig that I used, which is similar concept, but it wasn't wide enough to do the 36 and 24 inch. So pretty nifty little idea. I'll know the truth whether it really works or not once I really dive into it. But it looks very cool. And I tell you, making these threaded wood dials is a lot of work, very hard on the hands, takes a lot of time, and there's actually a female and a male threader. The female for the piece that goes down in here, and then the male which actually threads the hole. Pretty interesting if you can make it work. Takes a little bit of practice. So I'll get back with you at a later date and let you know how this jig works. So anyway, thank you very much.